wonderful full body workout for seniors coming your way. Today's warm-up is called head and shoulders, knees and toes. You might remember the title because it was a game that we played when we were little. But as an adult, it's a very, very important, serious warm-up. It goes like this. Head, shoulders, knees, and toes. Notice how I bend my legs at the knees to touch my toes. So it's head, shoulders, knees, and toes. Knees and toes. Knees and toes. Head, shoulders, knees and toes. Knees and toes. Knees and toes. One more time. Head, shoulder, knees and toes, knees and toes, knees and toes. Just for fun, head, shoulder, shoulder, knees, shoulder, knees, shoulder, knees and toes, knees and toes, knees and toes. So as long as you touch your head, your shoulders somehow, your knees and your toes, you're doing the head and shoulder, knees and toes warm up. Have fun with it. My favorite mobility exercise is just plain old walking. But there's a few things I like to check before I go for a walk. I want to check to make sure that my footwear is appropriate for where I'm going to walk, and that I'm not overdressed, because walking is aerobic. I don't want to get too hot and then stop. And make sure my environment is safe. I don't need dogs chasing me or barking at me and frightening me. I just want to walk. And if it's outdoors where there are trees, all the better. You can breathe in the oxygen that they're releasing, and you can call that forest bathing. Good for stress too. So I happen to be visiting my sister-in-law, and I'm in New Brunswick. And she lives in a rural setting with a road going by, and there's very few cars. So I like to walk on that road, and I don't walk on the middle of the road. I walk on the shoulder, and everything's fine. I have to get to the roadway, out her driveway. So what I use the driveway for is just to check my balance. I'll show you how I do it. I walk a few steps, pretending that I'm stepping over something. Right, that feels okay in terms of balance. Then I do a tandem walk where I put one foot in front of the other, as if I'm on a tightrope. Balance is still okay. And then one more thing I do is, even though I'm not going to walk this way, I need my medius and my minimus hip muscles in my glutes, my bum, for stability. So I get those worked out by walking sideways. And if you can't do a grapevine, just do a step touch. But I'll do a step touch down and a grapevine back, which is a crossover of the legs, just so you can see. So a step touch, a step touch. and a grapevine. Okay, I think I'm ready for the walk down the highway. So I walk along at a normal walking pace. My heart's not beating too much faster than it does at rest. And then after about 2 minutes, I pick up the pace a little bit. Then I slow right back down again and stroll along here for 2 more minutes. Gives my heart a chance to go back to the resting heart rate, or slower heart rate anyway. And after 2 minutes, I pick up the pace. I just stroll along for another 2 minutes, and I do it one more time. And then I've done my aerobics, my walking. The best strength training exercise, for me at least, is the sit to stand. The only thing you need is a chair. It needs to be a sturdy chair so it doesn't move when you sit down on it and when you get back up. It doesn't even have to be a chair. It could be a bench, or in my case, a stack of soil for the garden. And when you're doing the sit to stand, since you're using your whole body, it's a compound exercise which makes it even more valuable to you. And you can do it anywhere there's a place to sit. So maybe about a foot or so away, maybe a little bit more from your chair. Make sure you know where your chair is. Make sure you know it's not going to move. Make sure you know it's safe. You stand in your best posture possible. You know what that is. Feet shoulder width apart, toes pointing pretty much straight ahead, maybe a little bit on an angle out. Okay, the weight is on your whole foot, your heel, the balls of your feet, your toes are spread, the sides of your feet are strong, the arch is strong. You're ready to do the standing and the sitting. You're going to use those feet, you're going to use those calf muscles, those hamstrings, those quads, all the meniscus around your knees, your hips, your low back, your upper back, and your arms. What better exercise than to sit to stand for strength training? So with my best posture possible, slowly, that means you are mindful of where you are and what's happening. Where's my chair? I sit. And when I'm seated, I check my posture again, and then slowly, maybe you have to hold on, maybe not, slowly raise your body up until you're vertical. Check your posture again. No hurry here. How many do you do? As many as you have time for. When do you do this? Whenever you like. Depends on how strong you want to make your body. Do you do some deep breathing while you're doing it to control your diaphragm and your oxygen intake? Of course. How do you do that? Breathe in through your nose, and as you exhale, do the movement. You want the exhale to last twice as long as the inhale. Take your breath in through your nose, exhale on the movement. Don't forget, posture equals mobility, strength, overall health. Posture comes first, your form. If you think it's way too easy for me, hold on to some hand weights when you do it. A couple of cans of red kidney beans that you're going to strain and get the excess sodium out of before you eat them. But your body weight might be sufficient. It is for me. Sometimes I pause just before I sit in the chair, or just as I'm getting out. I'll show you that in a sec. And I'm keeping my back straight. My hips are as low as I can get them. I'm looking ahead, not down at the ground. Keeping my head in neutral. right here. Hold, and up you go. This flexibility routine is called the Golden 8. It's a Qigong routine, and it will challenge your whole body and all your joints. So you can watch me do it, and then you can play it back as many times as you want and do it yourself. Stretching routine, and you need a sturdy chair or a bench to sit on. You need to sit up straight in your best posture possible and sit at the ends, freeing up your hamstrings on the back of your legs with your feet shoulder width apart, feet flat so that they're below your knees, and you're sitting up nice and tall. So remember, this is a stretch routine, which means that if you want to stretch those muscles that you've been working during this workout, you got to hold them for 2 minutes each position. And just because I don't have 2 minutes, you do. So I'll show you the first exercise. You take a hold of one of your legs below your knee, and you pull the knee right into your chest and keep your foot flat. Pull it in and sit up straight. You'll feel it in your butt and in your leg and in your low back if you're sitting up straight. Lots of things to stretch. And you hold that for 2 minutes. If you haven't got time to do all these, pick the one that you can do and do it. Now notice this leg isn't up as high and I'm not pulling it in as much because I had a year ago a new knee put in here in this joint, so that's where I'm at today. That's exercise number 1, stretch. Remember, 2 minutes. The second stretch I want to show you is take one of your legs, straighten it out, put your heel on the floor, point your toe to your nose, sit up straight, and then lean forward just a little bit, keep your back straight until you feel it really pull in the back of your leg. And hold it there. And I'm looking straight ahead, but maybe about 10 feet away. My head's in neutral. I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that, and my back's pretty straight. I've got my foot flexed, my leg is straight, and I'm leaning forward. Stretching all the muscles in the back of your leg. starting with your hip right down to the bottom of your foot. And that's 2 minutes you have to hold that. And of course you'll do the other side. And then we'll finish off with a stretch that's super important. So if you don't do any of them, do this one. And there is a bum muscle deep inside your hip in your bum called your piriformis. So it's got 3 I's, P-I-R-I-F-O-R-M-I-S, piriformis. It's a deep core muscle inside your bum on both sides. And if that thing doesn't get worked with a lot of walking and bending and squatting, if you're doing too much sitting around, that muscle will go on vacation and it'll cause a pain in the ass. It might even be a big pain in the ass. So we want to stretch that. So what you do is you grab below your knee again and you pull it up as far in as you can get it. Then you grab your ankle and you pull it across. And then you cup it like you got a baby, and this is the head of the baby, and you pull it in and you look at the baby with your head pointing down like this, and you go, oh, you're such a cute baby. Yeah, maybe we'll call you piriformis. Right? And you hold it with your head down like this, and rock back and forth if you want, or just hold it steady for 2 minutes. And if you don't feel anything in your butt, because you're such a great exerciser and you do so much working out, you could just take your hand and put it on the inside of your knee and push the baby's head away as you pull up the baby's legs, trying to flatten out your leg from your knee to your ankle. Well, you know what? That my piriformis baby down here is saying, I don't think so. Like, that's as far as I can go. But if you can sit up straight and have your leg flat from your knee to your ankle, going like this, horizontal to the ground, while you're sitting up straight, you got great hips. I don't even want to show you this side. But it's a 2-minute hold for whatever exercises you're doing for stretching, and then you'll get the benefit. If you don't hold it for 2 minutes, it becomes a strength move, which is good too. But you should always stretch after you've worked out, when your muscles are warm. The tissues will, expand a little bit, and the more you can tell your brain, hey, that's where I want my muscles to be, stretched, then you'll be in better shape when it comes to moving around the planet. My favorite way to meditate after a workout is to use the EFT, or the emotional freedom technique, or tapping I call it, to take my body from the stressful fight or flight sympathetic nervous system and move that vagus nerve over to the parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest, where my heart slows down and I feel happy about life. I want to spend most of my day in the parasympathetic nervous system. So, I'm going to use the tapping technique, where I tap lightly 9 energy points in my body. And as I tap, I say something positive about myself. Like today, I'm going to say, that workout was wonderful. So the first place you tap is your karate chop point along your hand here. Doesn't matter what hand, doesn't matter how hard. You just tap and say something positive about yourself, like, that workout was wonderful. That's number 1. Then you tap where your eyes meet the top of your nose, and you say, that workout was wonderful. That's number 2. Then where your eyebrows come down here, where your temple is, and you say, that workout was wonderful. That's number 3. Number 4 is your cheekbones at the top. That workout was wonderful. Number 5, above your lip, below your nose. That workout was wonderful. Number 6, lower lip, chin. That workout was wonderful. Number 7, where your collarbone comes in here into the middle. That workout was wonderful. Remember Tarzan? Well, that's what he was doing. That workout was wonderful. Number 8, under your armpits. That workout was wonderful. Both sides. And number 9, the top of your head. That workout was wonderful.